All right. Good evening, everyone. Oh, kind of strange from a midweek mind freak to now it's evening.
Yes.
So good. We are starting something that we're going to take you guys on a journey. If you want to be part of it, if you just want to experience what we're doing, and it's called the Massive Real Estate Rebuild. You could be part of this too. Pull that up there. It's going to be our journey from owning one of the largest brokerages in the country to literally shutting it down overnight, only to rebuild something bigger and better at eXp Realty. And along the way, we're going to help thousands of agents reach true success and a level of a lifestyle that maybe some of them never thought could imagine doing. So that's the series that we're going to be doing, guys. So tonight, since it's our first episode, we're going to explain what is this?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What are you going to experience?
What can you expect every week?
And why? Because let's start out with the why. Why are we doing this? This series. Well, we've gotten asked a lot of questions. Well, really, it's one question. Why did you guys do this? Why? That's the big reason. First of all, I kind of laughed. I think me and you just joke around. I go, I guess maybe I should ask you, why do you guys care about us so much? But I understand we're celebrities.
Oh, shut up. You're a genius. I'm just along for the ride.
yeah. You're the looks and the brains. I'm just the guy who reaps the benefits. So during the weeks that we're going to be coming up, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about eXp Realty, our journey. How does it affect agents across the country? Mm-hmm. Good, bads, and differences. I mean, look, nothing's perfect. We're going to talk about everything. We are on the inside track there, and some of their top agents. And
I think it's important to know that we're not just talking about our journey in moving Revelation to eXp. That's just the most recent part of our journey. Our background is we were agents, struggling agents. We were agents building a business. We were very, very, very successful agents. We ran a team. We grew a team. We started a brokerage. We grew a brokerage. So I feel like that we have the history and the expertise to speak to most of the agents out there and where you are today. And we honestly believe that when we say we're going to talk about our journey, we're going to be talking about why eXp works for every level of business that there is in real estate, which is so exciting. And that takes more than one explainer video or one episode, thus the series. We want to talk to you over time so that you can learn and get into our heads
hence the word journey. Journey through.
Circus.
Yeah, no. This is not singing. Anyway, we're also, because we're live, not dead. We're not dead. We're live.
Thank God.
But some people may be watching this after, because it'll be taped and put up there. But we're open to questions. We love to hear your questions, and we're going to answer them to the best of our ability. But I think what we first have to do is start our journey in real estate so you could understand the progression, what led up to this monumental decision.
Change, right? So I have to back up and make this comment. People look at one decision and think, why would you do that? But really, it's the culmination of all of our experiences, many years, and all of a sudden us going with a light bulb. This is not only great for us, this is great for the people that we love and the people we haven't even met yet. So that's why this is going to take some time. So
just to understand, guys, this journey that we went on in this real estate career that we'll talk about in a little bit went from, look, you got a disgusted face on.
Oh no, I'm not disgusted. I take it off. I'm not disgusted.
We're going to be going from our journey of being broke, how our success came, to building the massive real estate brokerage, and then where we're at. So in reality, anybody out there listening, if you say, why would I listen to you guys? Here's what I would say to you. We have been in this real estate industry for, gosh, I've been in over 20 years, and we've seen almost every level that real estate could throw at you. So we're pretty well versed on understanding this industry from a totality perspective.
I guess if my prayer for this particular introductory session here, or whatever we call this, is that people will say, oh, okay, they can understand where I am in the business, and I can listen and possibly glean some great advice from these people, not just where we are today, but where we've been. And I will display this several times because some of you may just want to talk to us personally instead of putting it in the chat, which is fine with us. And so I'll display this a couple times so that you know how to contact us.
Just only 2 times, that's it?
I don't know. See how I feel.
You said a couple. I would probably do it a few times.
Okay, a few times.
Not just a couple. All right. So anyway, so here's our journey, guys. I got in the business in the beginning of '99. Just yesterday. It was really.
Oh, look at my water bottle. That's cool.
Wow. Oh, what are you drinking? It's empty. It's disappeared. Anyway, and so '99 started out at a Keller Williams. And oh, by the way, we're going to name names and we're going to name companies, and nothing is, yeah, I know, got stuck. So this is open forum, guys. We tell it like it is, right from the horse's mouth. And that's me. So got in the business '99, started at a Keller Williams, and I was there for 2 years. And I could honestly say I was broke. Mm-hmm. And I joined a team because we thought you'd get support and help. And I did get something from that team. I got to meet my beautiful wife. So that's how we met in the business. We met in real estate. I was good at sales at one thing, got her, but couldn't sell a house worth a lick. And I took a part-time job running security at a casino, graveyard shift. So working from 10 at night till 6 in the morning.
That's just gross. Yeah.
You do what you got to do to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So for some of you out there, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So we were broke. We partnered up, making no money, and we almost got out of the business. And I always say, by the grace of God, he spoke to us. We said, Lord, where do you got us? And basically leave the company. And not blaming Keller Williams at all. Didn't get what we needed from them, but we went to a hang your license brokerage. And here's where the fun journey started. We walked in there completely broke, not making any money. We're ready to move in with my parents. I got 2 kids from my first. She's got 1. And we looked at the board. This company had about 3,000 agents, big brokerage here in Arizona. And on the board was the top producing agents. And I walked in, and we were dating at the time. And I said, I will be your number 1 agent. And I'm surprised she didn't run and said, am I dating some psycho? This guy can't pay a bill.
We were so broke. Yeah.
We were broke. Well, needless to say, we implemented what we knew.
Which wasn't much, to be honest. We just took massive action.
Yeah. Some help from our escrow officer. She was a lot of help. Robin
Nelson.
And we blew it up. And I know you know better the numbers.
Yes,
what it looked like.
In 2002, we did about 11 million. In 2003, 17.5. The next year, 22 million. And then we did 40 million. And that's just the 2 of us.
Yeah. And when we moved over, there was 2 girls, Nina and Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we want to go with you. We want to be part of your team. And I'm like, first of all, that was back in what, 2002?
Mm-hmm.
Teams weren't that big of a deal. And we're like, we're broke. I don't know why you want to be part of what we're doing. I don't even know if we'll be in the business much longer.
Right.
And they said, we just want to be around you guys. You're motivational. You get us going. And we're like, all right, let's start a team. And our motto was, we walk by faith and not by sight.
Correct.
And we put our trust in God and in implementing and him guiding us. And we did. We went on to being ranked as one of the top agents in the country in the business, and at the same time built one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, the last year we
Team
ran
Extreme.
them in
It was like
2005, 89 million. Yeah.
That's
for
just
them.
their production,
Mhm.
not even included ours. So we had a great journey from there, top agents. Then we started to go, okay, what's the next logical step?
Can I stop for just a second? Because I think it's important to
Sure, you
note.
could stop.
That makes it sound like so easy, but I have to tell you how many times we tried to figure out the right ways to do it, making huge mistakes, making very expensive mistakes, and trying to reinvent the wheel, which if I just stop for a second, which is why the inspiration for our first book was, how do you get in the right mindset to be a great real estate agent? Because we made so many mistakes. We just had to go figure it out.
Yeah. So we started down that path, like any good entrepreneurs or people striving, go, all right, there's got to be a better way. So we thought the better way was obviously enhancing this team. So we started to look for physical space, our own physical space for the team outside of the brokerage. And as we were doing that, at the same time, we bought a house about 20 minutes from where our office was and where we worked and where we dominated that area in a part of town. So people live in Arizona. South Chandler was just being built up, but there was nothing out there. Yeah. So we found the perfect home, prayed over it. God said, that's what you're buying. And the crazy part is the day we closed, all of a sudden, we did no prospecting in the new area. All of our business came out to that new area. Now, I want to backtrack. That for us to travel to our office was now a little bit of a ride. Mm-hmm. So we were looking for that more physical space, but at the same time, the owner, because we had said to the owner of the company we're at, hey, when are you going to build an office out in South Chandler? We were the top agents, number one out of 3,000 agents. And you would think that he would go, I'll build you one. Boy, that was ego. But he actually said something that changed our life. He says, why don't you build one? And I'm going
to pause you again. Mm-hmm. We have the mindset of what's next. We love to grow. We're growth minded. We love to build things. So we're constantly, and we always have been, what's next, which I think many of you ask yourself. In that day and time, we thought that was what was next.
And guys, you'll see some common themes that we talk about, and we love pouring into people, but you guys should be always asking what's next. If you're not growing, you're moving backwards. Mm-hmm. So that what next should be a question of striving, living your life, being present in the world you live in, and not just be a zombie going through the day.
Right.
So he says, why don't you build an office out there? And we're not business-minded people. And, we go, well, what does that look like? And is it a franchise? And it was a franchise office of them, which there's another piece. We understand getting into franchise agreements.
So that was the end of 2005.
Don't want to say much about that.
Not right now. So that was the end of 2005. So we started really open in 2000, the beginning of.
Well, we had to look for physical space, which was very hard.
That was very hard.
We got a great partner in Cobra at Magnus Title, the absolute rock star of a
loyal as the day is long.
Man, she's been with us since day one, 2000. I remember that day. She said, Chuck, whatever you guys doing, I'm in right with you.
That's right.
Wow, that was pretty impressive.
So we started in 2005. That very first year, we recruited 80 agents into our vision. We didn't even have our space open yet.
Not even physical space open.
We were in a temporary location, and we are so passionate about the direction that we go in each step of our career that we can't help but attract people into that vision. And so we grew from that year. Every single year, we never went backwards.
Yeah, right through the downtime.
Even the downtime.
So here's where the story gets really interesting. God guides us, and we do pray over everything. And I'm not going to say everything was easy. There were some points that we were like, what are we doing?
Remember when I cried? Really hard?
Yeah. Because we started property management. Some girls said, hey, start property management. We're like, we don't know nothing about it. Trusted her. She embezzled money from us. What a nightmare. And here's the kicker. Nothing ever happened to us. The Department of Real Estate did zero.
That's a rabbit
nothing.
hole.
There's a
But again, it's not
there.
without struggles.
Yeah, and we don't stop loving on people and trusting. So I don't remember where I was going. We had that.
This is where the fun part starts.
Oh, we're coaching and mentoring a lot of agents, and agents are coming to us for advice in selling real estate. And one of the things that what's next is team building. So around 2007, 8, 9, people would be coming up and say, Chuck, how do we build a team? What do we do? And as we're doing this, and as we're pouring into agents, is when we really started to realize some of the holes in the industry. And people want to feed you a line, guys. I'm going to tell you, when you stay tuned every week, we're going to tell you some polarizing stuff that the industry does not want us to talk about. Mm-hmm. We've been there. We've been there at the highest level. Yep. We're going to tell you things that some owner brokers are going to cringe when we talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's facts. These are just pure facts.
And believe me, we spent 15 years trying to fill holes that we kept discovering in the industry.
Yeah. And it was because we always poured in as owners that these holes that we're trying to fill was time consuming and hard. So I got to a point where we're successful. We probably had about 300 agents at the time. And I started this narrative. And, obviously the Lord's given it to me. And there's agents out there that probably might be listening and are still with us that would attest to this narrative, I would say all the time. And here's what I would say. I said, because they'd ask, Chuck, what would you do if you were to do this all over again? And I said, if I was to do this all over again, I'd never own a company. I would never own a brokerage. And I would run the biggest team the industry has ever seen under someone else's umbrella. And then I always ended up with this last comment, but there's no company out there that exists that I could do it at.
Right.
Since what? About at least 2008, 2009.
It was after the downturn when everybody was getting excited about real estate.
2010.
Yeah, something like that.
So for that long, I've been speaking truth into what happened this year. And not knowing it, that wasn't the plan, never the plan. Revelation Real Estate was our baby. So as we grew and grew and grew, our visions got bigger and bigger. Mm-hmm. We're just big visionaries. And the next big vision was, 2015, maybe 2015, where I was given a vision of building one of the biggest physical real estate brokerages probably in the world.
Probably.
I don't think there's a bigger real estate office, but I can tell you at least in the country. And God gave me this vision. And I said, there's no way that's going to happen. And I had it was so clear in my mind. And I used to share it with you and we were excited. And then all of a sudden the doors kept opening and they kept opening. And we
envisioned real estate. We envisioned, because we have such a passion about impacting agents' whole lives. So we envisioned this lifestyle, this community that could happen, and it had a physical element to it.
A culture of connection.
Yes.
Pouring into each other. Mm-hmm. That was our vision. That's what we wanted with all of our heart, because our motto now is Proverbs 27:17 is iron sharpens iron. One man sharpens another. That is the foundational truth to, in my opinion, life, being with other people. We sharpen each other. So anyway, had this vision and we started to look at other spaces. And the vision was this enormous building that was going to have every amenity in it. And we were kind of getting screwed over by people. People lied
to us. Felt like it at the time.
We should have went under contract 2 or 3 times. But
God is so good.
Yeah, God is good. And one day somebody reached out. It was a strange way of doing it. They said, why don't you build a building? And I'm like, no, we're too impatient. We were looking at big box stores, like a big shopping center where a supermarket went out of business. Or there was one we almost went under contract with, AJ's food store. We were ready to go pen to paper. Thank God, that would have been catastrophic.
God, would have been awful.
So this person said, look, we got the builder, we'll design it. It'll be a custom building just for you. And I'm like, well, I never really thought of that. And we sat down with them. And I spoke to the architect. We were sitting at that table, and I thought he was going to look at us. We were nuts.
Right.
And basically, he says, "Give me a week." We went back in a week. The guy had a design of my vision.
Yep.
It was incredible. That building is just incredible.
So I guess we're telling you all these details because it's going to be important later when we talk about the progression of the vision that God's given us, the progression of our heart in the way that we want to serve people, and why we evolved into what we are today. So all of these details will be tied back into why did eXp answer this culminating vision.
And then you go on the journey with us to see how's it going, how's it working, and who's it affecting. So, okay, so fast forward, we got rid of the franchise office, grace of God on that one. Officially became Revelation Real Estate, moved into the new brokerage a little over 3 years ago. So it was beginning of June 2017. Killer staff. We got a phenomenal staff.
2016.
No, that would make it 4 years.
Was it 2016
2017.
All right, I wish. Okay.
2017. Phenomenal staff, growing the brokerage leaps and bounds. We're probably doing about maybe 600-700 million a year. And
when we opened, right?
Yeah, and then we're just consistently doing that. And we're kind of getting stagnant. And then the other life-changing event was Dave Ramsey. Went to an entree leadership, sat through Dave Ramsey's thing, and that's when our eyes went, wow, there's so much more out there. That
is the catalyst that led us to today, probably, with all of the stuff in the past.
Yeah, phenomenal staff he has, training through the entree leadership, and Dave's training took us up to being one of the top independent brokerages in the entire country.
And here's the thing, it took, and this is what we want to do for you guys.
Yes.
It took what we kind of knew sort of in our gut, and he said, this is how you organize it, think about it succinctly, and put it into massive action. So we already had the seeds of that within us, but he drew the picture, the blueprint that we could go, I know how to put all of this stuff into massive action. That's one of our goals with you, because a lot of you have these seeds of success and you just need a blueprint and a plan of action.
Yeah. So while we were doing that, a little over 2.5 years ago, let me backtrack. About 5 years ago, some agent that we knew that was at eXp Realty had approached me, and just sat in my office and was pitching me why I should move my 300 agent brokerage over, and talked about, oh, you make a lot of money off of other agents. And I'm like, I know the business. I'm looking at your numbers. I go, you don't have anybody selling real estate. This is not a real estate company. And I go, so if you're selling everybody on making money off of everyone else, who the hell's selling the real estate for anybody to make the money off of? And the guy couldn't even answer it.
So you just missed the whole idea.
Dismissed the whole idea. But then let's fast forward. I seen Jay Kinder and Michael Reese make the move to the company. And that was very intriguing, for people like that to do that. And, then I got approached and the idea was presented, and but by no means did we ever want to get rid of Revelation. It's hugely successful. I mean, we're doing almost $2 billion. That's a B, $2 billion a year in production. A lot of work put in that. Pride and ego, great building, and here comes virtual. But at the same time, though, people would reach out to us all over the country for years and go, hey, when are you going to put an office out near us? When are you going to put it? Do you coach? And we're like, no to everything.
Right, didn't have time.
I got too much on my plate. And so when this opportunity, I'm like, wow, that's intriguing. So spoke to Glenn Sanford, and Glenn Sanford, great visionary man, founder of eXp Realty, had a great conversation with them. And at that time, there wasn't that many agents. I think there was maybe only 6,000 agents in the company. And we said, well, let's give it a shot, but you got to move your my license. So I moved my license, and I knew we were going to get backlash. You know, people love to jump on people and bash them for everything they do.
And that was the beginning of 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. So I started to get a taste of this company that was a virtual platform. Not quite sold on it 100%, but I liked the concept, started reaching out to people. I'm helping people all over the country. But the part is this is my business partner and best friend. And, you know, we were all of a sudden, we would do motivational speaking across the country because we do that. But at the very end, when I had to talk about eXp Realty, she had to get off the stage.
Yeah.
And it
I was revelation.
Kind of sucked. It's almost like I was missing my arm. So, you know, we don't do anything apart from each other. So it was just kind of strange. But God had a plan. And by no means were we ever thinking of moving Revelation.
Nope.
It was never, ever, ever the plan. We were going to build both and be a blessing to both. So fast forward through some circumstances, we started to realize that eXp might be the answer to all these things we've been looking at, and the answer to our agents' problems.
Right.
Look, you know, when you have 900 agents and you're dealing with agents that are telling you, I've been in this business a long time, how do you retire? I don't know. I don't have that answer. Go buy a lot of rental homes. People don't have that kind of money. You have people that don't have health insurance.
Yeah, that was hard to swallow because we tried so hard to get health insurance for our agents, and we just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Or even simple things like, can't you teach online classes at night and on the weekend? And wow, I mean, it was the Chuck and Angela and our staff show. There's only so much you can offer.
Look, and
we offered a lot.
And look, we all know technology is moving at the speed of sound here. So
actually now.
Could be both. I don't know. So as the owners, we had to constantly, what do we do to stay at the top of our game? Man, that's hard. That's a struggle.
And we did a really good job for a long time.
A long time. I mean, we were one of the top brokerages of market share. So, but technically, here's the crazy thing, guys. We're technically a mom and pa shop.
I'm Ma.
And I'm Pa. That was it.
And Nicole is our daughter.
Yeah, Nicole. and the manager and the owner and
CEO.
So is Kristen our adopted daughter too?
I don't know. So the thing is Chuck came to me, and I don't even remember exactly how long ago it was, but it was like getting towards the end of 2019.
No, it was like September of 2019.
Maybe right around there. And he like proposed a question.
We were in Europe.
Yeah, and he actually proposed this question. Oh,
will you marry me?
April called me Ma.
Yeah. I did, Kristen, and we said you were like
I did, adopted or something. I don't know. So here's the thing. He proposed a question to me that caused us not to sleep for about 6 months. And the question was, in its essence, are we really doing the best for our agents in their future? Are we really?
Yeah, just to be personal and share with you guys so you know our heart, like I said, this is a straight shooting thing that we're going to talk about. You know, we've always strived to be very successful. God knows we never thought this was really going to happen, and I wake up every day being thankful. But we would always strive to travel, spend more time with each other, do luxurious trips, and we did. We were doing 5-star vacations, gone for a month. And I have to tell you, I felt guilty.
Sometimes.
A lot of times.
You felt guilty more than I did.
I felt guilty because we have friends, we have people that work for us, that were making this possible for us. Now, I know their jobs and we're paying them, but that's just not my personality. And even agents that are pounding pavements, that are struggling, that here's the other thing. that get run down with cancer, and they're out of work, and
There's a laundry
if there's no
list.
money coming in,
Yeah.
you're screwed.
Yeah.
And I said, there's got to be a better way. Oh, wait, I got to put this, because we said they're open. Now, Bill.
He was on our original Team Extreme, and he's still with us.
One of the best, classiest guys you'll ever meet.
He has a lot of words when you have a conversation. But
he's rock star agent.
Yes, you can be the redheaded stepchild. Yes.
So anyway, so I said, there's got to be, and we kept going back to this eXp thing, and I'm like, is this the answer?
Yeah, that was hard. It was hard.
But here's what it's really asking of us: to get rid of everything we built.
Yeah.
To close it down.
Yep.
To actually financially go backwards for a little while, possibly.
That's why we didn't sleep for honestly, when I say we didn't sleep for 6 months.
There was days I woke up with anxiety attacks. So anyway, we were meeting with Sam Rodriguez and Chris Bear.
Great guys.
Two eXp. And here's what I say, and I say it right to them. I'll be honest, if it wasn't for those two guys, I don't know if we would have did it.
I know.
They came alongside of us, class act people. You couldn't have two better guys being their top people.
Mm-hmm.
So God bless you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Helped us put our pride and ego aside, to be honest.
Really did.
Yeah.
Put our pride and ego aside and said, God said, this is the direction you're going to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually even joking around. I'm like, I don't know much about stock, but I said, because we got nothing. They paid us nothing for our company.
Right.
And I know there's rumors out there that, oh yeah, you guys sold out shit.
Whatever.
I got paid nothing. I did this to be a blessing. And whether somebody saw it or not, that's on them, man.
That's right.
This time around, for me to be at the level I want, to have that massive success and make that money, that means other people have to be doing it too. I have to take them with me. This is a company that's based on selling real estate.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not selling real estate, we're not making money.
Yep, we need to make people absolutely the best agents, and we have so many stories. We're not even going to start to share them tonight.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to give you an intro of this rich history that we have up to the point where we made the decision, and now we have a confidence that's through the roof, that when you're a single agent wanting to build a team, wanting to take the next step, want to learn something new to build your business. I mean, you could almost name anything in the residential real estate field that you want to do to be what's your next step. And we've been there or coached it or seen it. And now we are so confident in our ability to do that at such an incredible level and bring people with us to that level of success that we will get to.
Absolutely. So let's just put the icing on the cake for tonight by going, so what happened? What happened in January when we said,
January, yeah.
No, January is when we decide we're doing it.
He has a better memory than me.
That we're doing it. And so now we said, all right, it'll probably be about a year process. Literally said that. And because number one is our staff had to know and our staff had to be on board. And they were, because they're our family. Number two, that's my rock star.
Uh-huh.
And number two, our agents are important to us.
Yes.
Now, we knew we were going to get backlash. We knew it. And we're going, how do you present
personally
to 900 agents?
It didn't work out.
I didn't realize how many 900 was.
We literally had this in our mind that we could have all of these meetings with everyone.
we can't rent out a hall, because if we did that, they're all going to know something's up. And not only that, half of them don't show up anyway.
Oh my God. The funniest process. I wish you could have been a fly on the wall when we thought we had this great plan.
So we were personally inviting people over to talk about it, and to our house.
Yep, that's how it started. But we had to
cook them dinner, break bread,
yep,
and have conversations.
Yep.
And unfortunately, somebody that I thought I trusted leaked it out based, not a man of his word, but
whatever. It's God's plan.
God's plan
Yep.
is what it is. And once other recruiters heard about it, it was like a firestorm on our agents, spread with lies and gossip. And no, you don't have to hit me. This is.
I don't want to go through.
Yep. Oh no, this is
it
real.
Happened.
You can go step out. I'm going to talk.
I would.
Yeah.
I can't find the door.
Yep. Yep. There's a window.
Pick a window. It's time to leave.
But literally it was hell. It was hell trying to
make people believe
it was like herding cats
Yeah.
to try to give our vision and paint the picture of what the company's really like once they're tainted with a bunch of lies and misinformation and gossip. I turn around and said, look, if you were going to go buy a Chevy, you don't walk into a Ford dealership and ask them to rate the Chevy. So that's what happened, guys. And then here's the crazy part. All in the midst of this, a pandemic hits. Wow. Who would have seen that coming? A pandemic hits. And you know what? If it wasn't for us making that move and going through that, a lot of our agents would have been really high and dry because we were not set up virtually.
Mm-hmm.
And everything went virtually. And eXp is leading the charge.
And I'll give you a little taste of stories you're going to hear. We have so many of our agents that stuck it out. Thank you.
God's plan always.
Like stuck it out with us, and they are having their best year ever.
By the way, say hi to your mom for us. Love your mom. Yes.
So anyway, we have so many things. Oh, I just love this girl.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
So we have so many wonderful things to share with you over time, but you had to hear, if you've not heard it before, some of you haven't, you had to hear at least what we presented today for you to understand the depth of knowledge that we're speaking from. So when we say the things that we're going to say in the coming weeks, at least you'll know that it's not just us making it up. We've been there, we've been through it, we have the experience, and I can tell you personally, these last few months have been unbelievable. And that's why our level of confidence is through the roof. And we need you to know and give you the opportunity to ask questions. And if you want to put your hand up and say, I want a conversation, by the way, I'll put up our information again.
Oh, that's the second time. So you're on your couple.
I know. We got busy talking.
Yes.
Some people don't want to put the chats up there. I get it, but we'll have personal conversations just to talk about it. You can ask us anything you want. We need people to understand that eXp offers something unlike anything else, and we're ready to spend time every single week talking to you about it.
We're not saying this is for everyone.
It's not.
Go on a journey with us by listening and hearing and experience. Like I said, we're going to tell you the good, the bad, straightforward. We know this business like the back of our hand.
Mm-hmm.
We've been at the highest level. Here's the crazy thing, the journey you're going to go on. We took one of the largest brokerages
at the peak of
making
its
a
success.
crap load of money,
Mm-hmm.
literally shutting it down overnight to rebuild one more time, bigger and better than we did, because we're literally going to prove this is what we're doing. We're proving this model works.
Yep.
We will prove it. And you will go on the journey and see it step by step.
Details and all.
Of us proving this model and changing lives.
Praise God.
Amen to all of that. Look, if we're going to call ourselves servant leaders, well, you need to serve. And this model really focuses in on the ironing sharpens iron. And you're going to hear time and time again, we're meeting people all over the country that are our partners, that are in with us, that we're pulling for. And we're excited. Jen, there's another rock star.
She's been with us, Team Extreme.
Yep, she was one of our original
Team Extreme members.
God, you're still with us, Jen? How do you deal with
How do you do it? Ricky's division.
Ricky's division. So anything you want to add off to end this week up?
No, but in the coming weeks, here's what you can expect. I said no, then I kept going. We're going to.
Welcome to my world.
I know. We're going to explain why a single agent can blow up their business, why team leaders, those who want to be team leaders, partners, those who thought they want to start a brokerage, or those who were looking to have other forms of income. They want to eventually retire. I don't think there's an aspect that we won't cover over time. And we'll get into the details of eXp. We'll bring on people who are specialists and who are thriving at eXp. And so you can learn the people who you can learn from. There's so much that you're going to get. This was just simply a story and an intro.
So here's how I'm going to finalize this up with, guys. Number one, anything in your life, what you're doing. Don't expect to see changes in your life if you don't do anything different. And one of the things that we hear a lot is, well, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I'm doing well where I'm at. Look, we were comfortable. We were doing really well. You know what? The really successful people make changes when it's uncomfortable. Not when you wait till something's wrong.
Right.
When you wait till something's wrong before you make a change, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? There's so many things that we'll be talking about week after week about being a disruptor in the industry, visualizing trends. We're going to share with you some of the things we visualized, some of the trends we've seen coming that we're going to share with you, because some people go, how come I don't see that? How come I can't ride that wave? Why didn't I know that was going to happen? We're going to share that with you. We're going to share what we see that you may go, I've never seen that.
And then it's up to you to raise your hand.
So we are excited with this journey, guys. Reach out to us. We hope to see you every week. It's going to be fun. We'll be bringing people on with us and just doing some good conversation.
Absolutely.
About eXp Realty and the massive real estate rebuild. Hope you guys have a great night. And tune in tomorrow for Midweek Mind Freak. Have a good night.